IVM.
Close your eyes for a moment and imagine. What would you be doing today had it not been for your day-to-day responsibilities of meeting work deadlines and making sure your family is financially secured? Would you have been a footballer, kicking the ball around on those grassy grounds? Or would you have been an artist, sitting near a window overlooking the hills as you paint away? Maybe you crave to be a photographer. But here you are, framing a picture of the life you wish you had. But this can still be a reality. करो पूरे अपने इरादे, अपनों से किए सभी वादे. SBI Life अपने लिए, अपनों के लिए. To know more about our insurance plans with wealth creation, log on to www.sbilife.co.in. IRDAI registration number 111.
What is more important to you? Making sure that you are getting paid what you are worth, or then making sure that you don't lose the job offer that's on the table? The reason why I'm asking you this today is because I had a very interesting conversation with a client of mine recently. Hi, I'm Chetna. I'm your favorite positive action coach, and this is Say No to Drama. The thing that I realized in that conversation was that our self-worth issues make it so difficult for us to ask for what we want, firstly. And secondly, a lot of times we get what we are worth or what is appropriate for the kind of job profile that we have signed up for. However, because we do way more than what is required, we're actually being paid less. Yes, a lot of times what you're being paid is not proportionate to the effort that you are putting in. Let that just sit with you for a while, because I know that I have a lot of listeners who actually somewhere subconsciously in the back of their heads believe that if they quit, the company is going to shut down. If they take a day off, oh my God, how will the office run? I mean, it'll run and the company will thrive with or without you. Whether you like to hear this or not, you are dispensable and easily replaced. And I'm not saying this to bruise your ego or suppress your self-worth even more. I mean, to destroy it some more. No, I'm not doing this for that. I'm doing this so that you realize that your company pays you for a job and it offers you certain benefits. If you are not taking those benefits and if you are doing a little bit more, I understand. But going out of your way beyond means bending over backwards and ruining your personal life for your job, then boss, you are definitely not being paid enough. And you will always stay in that zone, because no company is paying you more than the market price. I have spoken about this in a previous episode. I think it was appraisals, if I'm not mistaken. However, today's episode is not about this. Today's episode is for everyone who has switched fields or is planning to switch a field. This is a very common scenario for our generation. Somebody has worked for 10 years as a chartered accountant and today wants to enter the food industry. Somebody has been an IT professional and then one day quit and moved to Sri Lanka to become a bike mechanic or, to manage a showroom, a bike showroom, something that was tied to their biking passion. I know of people who worked in 9-to-5 jobs in MNCs and then quit and gone and become scuba diving instructors. And sure, all of this sounds kind of cool right now, but there are lots of people who have also quit their jobs. For instance, I know an air hostess who after about 10 or 15 years quit and today is a salesperson in the real estate industry. So there are a lot of us who after 10 years in a particular job or a field are suddenly not feeling it and want to do something different, want to do something that gives us joy, and the options are available. I mean, that's the world that we're living in. But here's what happens when you try to make this jump, to make the switch, to take this leap of faith. You don't know what you are worth and how much you should be paid. Because in your head, you're walking in for an interview telling yourself that I'm a fresher. And this is where I'm going to correct you. Yes, there are a lot of things in the current job that you do not know. Yes, you do not have the exact experience that the job requires of you. However, you do have X number of years of experience in a job, and that counts for a lot. It doesn't just count for something, it counts for a lot. Take the air hostess, for instance. She was in the service industry for a decade. When she quit and became a customer service executive in the real estate business, it was a win-win situation. And today, when she's a salesperson in an edutech firm, again, it's a win-win situation. Why? She knows how to talk. She knows how to conduct herself. She is well groomed. She understands people because she has been dealing with people for 10 years in that job on every single flight. Just because you worked in one field and want to work in another a decade later does not mean that you are starting from scratch or you are starting from ground zero. There's a difference between somebody who's an absolute fresher, someone who has just graduated, and you. Also, I understand that yes, in this new field, you may have to take a pay cut and it won't be as much as what you earned in whatever field you have that experience in, right? However, a pay cut does not mean working for zero or bare minimum. It does not mean that you work for the same pay that an absolute fresher would work for. Let's look at it at a slightly more base level. Somebody who has just graduated, done a BA, BCom, whatever, a very basic degree versus somebody who has done an MBA. The person who's done an MBA may be 2 years older than the person who has just graduated and gets paid way more in their first job. Similarly, when you switch fields, don't compare yourself to somebody who has only completed an MBA and does not have work experience, or somebody who's just done a basic graduation and does not have work experience. Use your work experience, whatever it is that you have learned in 5 years, 10 years of that job that you thrived in. Turn your CV into a piece of paper that actually highlights your strengths and your skills and what is it that you're bringing to the table in this job where in a field where you don't have experience. Highlight everything from that experience that is useful even today in this particular field. Yes, that's how you do it. It's a game of packaging. It is not a game of experience. Also, do your research to figure out what the industry standards are and understand that you can take a 20 or 30% cut, but not beyond that. Don't be a fool to work for 20% of your paycheck in whatever field that you had the experience in. Don't let an employer take advantage of you. Understand that if they have to pay somebody who has the experience in the field, then they're going to be paying them a lot more than what they're offering you. And between what they're offering you and what they would be paying that person, there is room for negotiation. Don't spin a story that, oh, I will work for anything. I just need the experience right now. No. Don't ever do that. Yes, you need the experience. But remember, when you quit this job and try to move to another company that can pay you better in the same field, they're going to look at the pay slip. And that pay slip is going to dictate how much that new company is going to offer you. So do not be foolish. This is called being penny wise, pound foolish. Yes, you need the experience, but you're not starting from scratch. You do come with your own experience, your own skill set, and your ability to think and be a matured and resourceful employee. There are things that you bring to the table in this role. Never forget that. So what if it's a new field? Also, when that employer is offering a job to you, instead of giving it to somebody that is experienced, they're looking for a bargain. Don't be stupid, don't be foolish, and don't end up being an easy bargain. Negotiate hard. And if they don't give the job to you, there will be others. Also remember this, they will try a lot before they don't give the job to you. Because you are a cheaper resource that they can mold and that they will have a lot of say over than somebody who is coming with the kind of experience the role actually requires. In this past 6 months, I've seen multiple clients of mine ace interviews, change fields, get a better job, get promoted, get a great appraisal. I've seen it happen. A lot of things that they should and should not say. And I'll tell you this, we've been successful and they're happily employed and they're getting paid what they are worth. And we are slowly moving towards experiencing financial freedom. It's happening. But yes, it involves speaking up despite feeling anxious, despite being scared, despite worrying that you are going to lose the job offer. If you are realistic and if you are fair and you speak up with the right words and tone, you can make it happen for you as well. If you would like to listen to the previous episodes on career, money, relationships, and a whole other bunch of dramas that we create in our lives, then tune in to my podcast, Say No to Drama, on the IVM Podcast app and website. Also, if you want to book a session with me to change the way you are earning and how you are faring in your career, to get promoted, to switch fields, to really ace your work life, then DM me on Instagram to book a session. My handle is Positivity Angel.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. Our storytellers and storytellers Vineet meets legendary singer Usha Uthup and writer Shrishti Jha, who worked on the singer's authorized biography, The Queen of Indian Pop. What happens when a Mauryan spy meets the chief soldier of the Kadamba Nadu on a dark night? Kavita Jiva tells us on the Venvel Senni Tamil podcast. On Audio Gyan, Kedar talks to Mohar Roy, co-founder of Co-Design, about building branding systems. On Press Decode, Sarah Bhakta and Prafulla touch upon the heartbreaking topic of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And on IVM Live, Zalak asks Chalasmi and Antariksh about their thoughts on the movie Gangubai Kathiawadi. So, on a personal note, I wanted to let you all know that this week marks the 7th anniversary since I started IVM. I'm eternally grateful to the team we have here, especially Kavita Rajwade and Tejas Sringarpure, who have been here since the beginning. They've seen the struggles, our eventual acquisition by Pratilipi, and our continued struggles to make podcasting a large and thriving part of the media industry. We have the best hosts in the world, and I have to say that I'm so glad and so grateful that they have chosen to work with us. And finally, I'd like to say thank you to you, the millions of folks who have heard or watched our content. All I can say is, you ain't seen nothing yet. I hope you join us as we continue this journey. In the meanwhile, do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Also, don't forget to rate us on any platform you're listening to. You can also check us out on YouTube. To get a list of all of our channels, you can go to ivmpodcast.com/YouTube, where you can go to all the channels. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, SBI Life Insurance, Bank of Baroda, Max Life Insurance, India Water Portal, and HDFC Life Insurance. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Namaste, this is Cyrus Brocha. I am part of the government cancel culture program to remove rubbish off all the different streams available. So what we have is all the collected rubbish we put together on our show. It's called Cyrus Says. It's on IVM Podcast. You have to watch it and listen to it. It's on our app. It's on our website. It's on the YouTube channel. It's on Facebook. There are many different ways. Don't bother me and ask me how. You have to find out. We talk to different personalities. Many of them are known. Some are just people we meet downstairs and invite them up for chai. But the point is, it's fun and it's very therapeutic. So please join in and listen to Cyrus Says.